Welcome to the 5-Minute Nerd episode 26, where we break down everything nerd culture into 5-minute segments. In this episode, we're going to dive into Death Masks, the 5th book in the Dresden Files series by Jim Butcher. Death Masks continues the story of Harry Dresden, the only professional wizard listed in the Chicago phone book, as he deals with new threats and old enemies. For those who may not know, the Dresden Files is an urban fantasy series that blends magic, detective noir, and a hefty dose of danger. Now let's jump into Death Masks and why it's one of the most compelling books in the series. In Death Masks, Harry finds himself juggling multiple dangerous plots at once. First, he's hired to retrieve the Shroud of Turin, a priceless and sacred relic that's been stolen, and things get complicated quickly when the Denarians, a group of fallen angels, enter the picture. The Denarians are some of the most terrifying villains Harry has faced, and they possess the power to corrupt and destroy anyone who stands in their way. At the same time, Harry is challenged to a duel by Duke Ortega, a powerful vampire from the Red Court. This duel is a key moment, as it has far-reaching consequences in the ongoing war between the Red Court vampires and the White Council, the governing body of wizards. So Harry is caught between tracking down the Shroud, dealing with the Denarians, and preparing for a deadly duel. And just to complicate matters, his personal relationships with allies like Michael Carpenter and Karen Murphy are put to the test, as trust and loyalty become key themes throughout the book. One of the main storylines in Death Masks is the introduction of the Denarians. These fallen angels are bound to coins known as the blackened denarii, and anyone who touches one of these coins becomes possessed by a powerful fallen angel. This introduces a whole new level of danger to the series, as the Denarians represent pure evil, far beyond the usual dark magic Harry faces. Their pursuit of the Shroud of Turin, believed to have miraculous healing powers, adds an extra layer of mystery and intrigue to the plot. The Denarians' goal is to either corrupt or destroy the Shroud, and Harry's mission to recover it puts him in direct conflict with these demonic beings. Another key plotline in Death Masks is Harry's duel with Duke Ortega, a powerful vampire of the Red Court. This duel is critical because it could either bring peace between the vampires and wizards, or escalate the war to catastrophic levels. The tension surrounding this duel is immense, especially since Ortega is a far more experienced and deadly opponent than Harry. But Harry being Harry, he approaches the duel with a combination of wit, magical skill, and determination to survive no matter the odds. In Death Masks, we also get more insight into Michael Carpenter and the Knights of the Cross. Michael is one of Harry's closest allies, and he wields a sword imbued with holy power. His unwavering faith and moral compass make him an interesting counterpoint to Harry's more cynical worldview. The Knights of the Cross, like Michael, are tasked with fighting the Denarians, making them key players in the battle for the Shroud of Turin. Their presence adds an interesting dynamic to the story, especially as Harry wrestles with his own beliefs and moral decisions. One of the standout aspects of Death Masks is the way it forces Harry to confront some of his darkest challenges yet. The introduction of the Denarians pushes Harry to his limits, as he must resist the temptation of power that comes with the blackened denarii. His choices have lasting consequences, and the book explores themes of corruption, power, and redemption. Harry also experiences significant growth in his relationships with others. His friendship with Michael Carpenter is tested, and his evolving relationship with Karen Murphy adds emotional depth to the story. Through these interactions, we see Harry wrestling with trust, loyalty, and his role as a protector in a dangerous world. Death Masks is a thrilling and action-packed entry in the Dresden Files, filled with tense battles, complex villains, and high-stakes dilemmas for Harry Dresden. The introduction of the Denarians adds a new layer of darkness to the series, and the consequences of Harry's actions reverberate far beyond this book. If you haven't read Death Masks yet, now's the perfect time to dive into this gripping story full of supernatural intrigue and moral complexity. And for those of you who are already fans of the Dresden Files, this book is a must-read for understanding the bigger picture of Harry's world. Until next time, when we'll dive into another nerd culture favorite, keep nerding out. If there are parts of the nerd universe that you would like for us to cover here at 5-Minute Nerd, leave us a note in the comments. To keep getting nerd culture broken down in 5 minutes, don't forget to like and subscribe.